Keith, sometimes I see you wearing a hat. It's not often, but I do see it. Normally it's a Pats hat. You're a big Patriots fan.
Shout out to my Patties.
That's right. I like to wear a Red Sox hat. Usually you'll catch me in a Red Sox hat. But I heard a story from friend of the show, Gabriel Lujan, about orca whales wearing salmon as a hat.
Yeah,
you've heard of this?
We've heard the rumors. They're out now.
Yeah.
Apparently, they were. This was a big thing back in the 1980s.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
According to the wonderful Gabriel Lujan.
Yes, friend of the show, Gabe Lujan.
And just finding that information is quite baffling.
Yeah. What do you? What compels an orca whale to wear another sea creature?
Yeah.
As a hat.
Yeah, so they're back at it nowadays. They've been spotted wearing the salmon hats. It's actually called, the quote unquote the salmon hat. Like it's like a thing with the orcas. Like they love to wear the salmon as hats. Right. I don't know if it's a thing like they're glorifying their kill. And they're proud of it. It's like maybe it's a hierarchy thing. Like the more orcas that have more salmon as hats, the stronger they are in in their family.
Yes,
I don't know.
You think it's a power
I'm completely spitballing there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my god. Well, we've actually have a friend of the show, Dan the Man, in the audience tonight. We've got live audience. Dan the Man listening to us. Dan,
live audience
the hat.
member.
Would you wear the salmon hat?
I want to know how they put it on.
Dan wants to know how does the orca
he wants to know how the salmon or how the orcas put the salmon on their heads as a hat.
This is great when you have live audience in here. You get that active question.
Yeah.
How they don't have arms. How do they do it? So they take a chomp and then they kind of flip it up and probably lands on their head, almost like Benihana style.
Maybe it's like a teamwork kind of thing.
Okay.
It's good. Like they team up.
Oh,
like one
tag team.
Maybe they could kill one salmon together. The orcas, they get it done. The salmon is unfortunately a goner. Shout out to that salmon's life. It probably lived a wonderful life, but it unfortunately got. And, I assume, let's say it's a male orca and a female, and they're both, maybe they're both in love too. But, that's another conversation.
Yeah.
They kill the salmon, let's say, female probably like nudges up the salmon onto the male's head and, it turns into a hat, into a cap.
So it's like a date night activity. Like, hey, honey, let's go get salmon hats. And then they're eating the salmon and putting the hat on their head.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I've learned here...
I like it.
I've learned here...
It gets me going.
That I'm more similar to orcas than I realized because I'm a big fan of salmon. Big fan of seafood.
Big salmon, and you're also a big hat guy. You like wearing hats.
I do like wearing hats.
We're finding out that the orcas...
Not so different.
The orca whale apparently likes to wear a hat as well.
Okay.
It's just a salmon. It's a fish.
Well, listen, we wear sports team hats. They wear hats for sport.
Oh, that's good.
Right?
That's good.
I came up with that right now. That's live.
That's a really, really
like
good
that?
one right there.
We wear sports
hats.
teams' hats. They wear hats for sport.
Wow.
You like that?
Goddamn.
Boom. All right.
Got some philosopher?
Yeah.
On here?
Let's cue that theme music, huh? Okay.
Go, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kel's Cuts. This is the podcast where we talk about, movies. I'm your host, Kellen Slattery, and I'm joined once again, as always, by my illustrious co-host and horror fanatic. You know him, we love him. It's Keith Vogt. Keith, how the hell are you feeling? You look puzzled right now.
Yeah, it's because I haven't thought about how I'm feeling today at all.
Oh, okay.
Feeling like a Kleenex box, feeling like a fox, and I'm also feeling like an ox.
God, it's just so good.
I don't really know what to say.
Catches me by surprise. That was great. We've got live audience here. We've got Dan the Man. He loved it. I saw the smile on his face.
Doesn't make any sense.
But it doesn't have to. And that's the beauty of it, my friend. That is the absolute beauty of it. That's why we love it.
Thanks for reassuring me.
You got it. Guess what, my friends? We also have a special treat. We told you about a live audience member, but we also have on the line famous friend of the show. It's Mr. Gabriel Lujan. He is the rom-drom aficionado. He famously coined the phrase,
he's here.
Dog man, is he his own best friend? Gabriel Lujan, how the hell are you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm feeling happy. Feeling snappy, and maybe a little tree sappy.
Oh, dude, let's go, bro. Let's go.
What a page out of Keith's playbook.
The
there.
random,
Nice.
the more random, the better.
Right.
You know,
it's so good.
Yeah.
All right. So, guys, if you've joined us before, you know how the show works. But if it's your first time, well, let's break it down for you. First, we start out with the box office breakdown, or the BOB. That is Bobby Ray. Bobby Ray, where are you?
Oh, jeez, Bobby, we love you so much. Bobby Ray, just extremely underrated musical artist.
He is. Yeah. Favorite track for you?
So many hits in his day. You know, we've discussed our favorite tracks.
Yeah.
Mine's definitely Airplanes.
That's right. I forgot.
Yeah, 100%. But we just we got to find him at this point.
We really do.
He's kind of been MIA.
He has.
You know,
yes.
and we're just trying to figure out where he is.
Yep.
And we love him and we care about him and we want him to do well.
That's right. So it's BOB. That's the box office breakdown. We go over the top 5 films in the weekend's box office. After that, we go over our boom or bust movie news segment. So if we like a story and it's giving us feelings of hope, happiness, positivity, we give you a reaction of...
I like that very much. That makes me very happy. That's a boom for me. Yeah,
nice. And now we'll cut over to Gabe here. Gabe, if we don't like the story and it's giving us negative feelings of sadness, despair, depression, all sorts of stuff in that realm, what kind of reaction do we give people, Gabe?
I think we're going to go with bust, unfortunately.
Bust. Yeah. That's right. So it's boom or bust, the movie news segment. And after that, we go over our cuts or our highlight of the week. And this week, we're doing a nice little tribute. A legendary actor, famous from the Quentin Tarantino films, among many others, Michael Madsen has passed away. Lived a great life, 67, far too young. Just a young man, was in a lot of Tarantino films. So we're going to talk a little bit about Madsen.
Rest in peace, Michael. We hope you're flying high up.
Yeah, we really do. And, talk about some movie moments and some of our favorite films that he was in and some of the kind of crazy stuff he did in his career, because it was quite an eclectic group of films that he did. So that's our cuts, our highlight of the week. After that, we got our...
It really was.
Yeah, we were talking about him earlier. Yeah. We got our BSOTD. That is the bold statement of the day. That's our hopes, our dreams, our thoughts, our feelings, our aspirations, all of it packed up into one, a tight little bow. It's a present. It's a gift. We have it for you. And we will be revealing it later on the show today. But do we know what we are going to say? I do not. Keith might. Gabe, do you?
I do not today. Usually I'm well prepared. Today I am going to wing it.
I got something, and Gabriel and I talked about it earlier, but he doesn't know what the hell I'm going to say, but I got to be SOTD. I'll tell you that.
I'm excited.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Boys, without any further ado, let's get this show on the road. It's time for the BOB, the box office breakdown. Let me get one of these. Oh, yeah. Number 2.
Beautiful.
Number 3. 4. I'm sick fuck. Can I get a 5th? Thank you. So 5 money sounds.
I'm just glad you didn't get all horny and riled up.
You didn't. Glad I didn't get all riled up.
No, because one time you kept doing it, and you were just like, "Oh yeah, give me some more."
It was good though. It's funny.
I really like that.
I think people liked it.
Do you like it?
It's unsettles me. I'm not.
You don't like it.
I got scared.
No,
got scared.
He doesn't like it.
Got scared. I got a little uncomfy. But no. I'm joking. You can do whatever the hell you want.
Okay, thanks. Guys, listen, it's the box office breakdown. This is for the weekend of July 4th to July 6th. It's the 27th weekend of the year. 27. We always say it just is flying by. Oh, my goodness. But this is the July 4th weekend, so it's typically a big, sought-after release date in the world of film. So, at the 5th spot, this is for Sony Pictures, coming on 2,917 screens with a 53.2% decrease, bringing in $4.5 million. It is 28 years later. 28 years later, the third film in the zombie franchise. We got a bit of a fist pump there from Dan the man in the audience. He liked the film. We both liked the film. Keith and I, we really had a good time watching it. Yeah, it was at number 5 in last week for the box office.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Happy to see it
this week.
Happy to see it still hanging in the top 5.
Consistency, but only bringing in $4.5 million. Let's get a worldwide total for this puppy. We're looking at 125. Okay. Not too bad for 28 years later. Nice to see it in the top 5.
You know how much it was made for?
I don't know the budget. Let me get those facts. I'm curious, can we cut over to Gabe? Gabriel, did you have a chance to see the 28 years later? If so, what'd you think? If not, do you like this franchise? What do you think?
I have not yet. Kellen, you told me about 28 days later, and I feel like I tried to watch it and I was confused by the filming at first. didn't know if it was error or purposefully done.
On the camcorders, because the first film, 28 Days, is filmed to look like it's on camcorders, so it doesn't look like a pristine Hollywood film. It looks like more documentary style.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And this new film actually had some of that same style in it.
Right, because it was filmed on iPhones. But Gabe, you're saying that years later you're watching it now and it didn't quite work for you, weren't sure what to make of it. Have you given it a second chance yet, or are you going to go back?
No, I feel like I need to give it a second chance, and I feel like it's something I would enjoy.
It's a good one.
I love horror, so it's just the way to go. I got to do it.
Yeah, so he will do it. So it's a good thing there, Keith. The budget on this puppy, we're looking at $75 million budget. That's not including marketing. Sitting at $125. You'd like to see it make a bit more. You would.
Yeah.
You always want to double your production budget. You always want to double
it. I know.
Okay?
That was my thing. Yeah. I noticed that it unfortunately has not doubled its budget yet with a movie that, considering it was this good of a movie.
Right. That's the
I think this is one of the best zombie movies I've seen in years.
Yeah.
Years,
that's the
man. And the fact that it didn't even double its budget, I'm disappointed. Right. And I'm disappointed in all the hate it's getting, too. I think people
it's blown out of proportion.
I feel like people are, I feel like it's just gotten to a point where people are just looking to hate on anything at this point.
We talked about this earlier. Hating for sport. People just looking to hate. You're hating for sport.
Hating for sport. Yeah. Just looking for anything to hate on nowadays. Yeah.
Look, it was a great movie. It was a well-made movie. Go out, check it out. Disappointed to see the total numbers. Let's bring it some more money, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. And the 100%. Sequel coming out, we're talking to Dan the Man earlier. Sequel coming out in January. The Bone Temple, I believe, is going to be called something like that. Bone something. Yeah. So the next one's coming out. So we're going. We're fired up. We're ready for the next one. But it's time to move on. We've got number 4 at this weekend's box office. It's for Walt Disney Studios on 3,235 screens with a 45.4% decrease, bringing in $5.7 million. Last week, number 3. This week, number 4. It's Disney Pixar's Elio. Now, Keith, we talked about the film last week. We did not see it. We didn't really have an interest, but I'm very curious to get Mr. Gabriel Lujan's insight here, because Gabriel has a son. Gabriel, you have a son. Elio is a children's movie or a kid-friendly movie done by Pixar. I don't think you guys went out to see this one. Does your son have any interest? Do you have interest? Is something he would like? If you didn't go, why didn't you?
Yeah, I haven't gone yet. My little guy did go and see it.
Oh,
no way. Leo went to go and see this one?
He did.
No
I think
way.
Maybe because his name is close in there, so
Elio.
he's like, I want to go see this.
Leo and Elio. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the EOs.
Right.
I feel like Pixar usually does pretty good with the kids' movies.
Right.
I think they make it enjoyable not only for him, but also for me as a parent who has to watch these things over and over again.
Right.
So it would be something I would go see. Just haven't got around to it yet.
Got it. Yeah. We talked about how the marketing didn't quite work for Keith and I, but I'm glad to hear that, there are some folks out there who are getting enjoyment out of it. Yeah. So we'll see. I said we'll catch this one on streaming. Not much more else to say about it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, not much to say for me either. Yeah, I haven't seen this one. I hope it's a good Pixar movie. We hope all of them are.
Sure.
We all adore Pixar.
How can you not?
We want them to keep going strong.
Yeah.
And recently, I feel like we haven't really gotten what we're used to getting.
Yeah, it hasn't been that upper echelon absolute classic in a while.
And we all just want a classic Pixar film, man.
Yeah. Well, hopefully in the future.
Hopefully they can actually make one day soon, they can make a good new original film that's just as good as a movie like Toy Story or something like that. Just totally get back to their roots.
Yeah, and I think they will. I mean, there's some in recent years. I think that Soul is absolutely excellent.
Yeah, dude, Soul. I still haven't seen that.
Yeah, we got to get you on that.
Yeah.
But let's continue, my brothers. We've got next. It is for Universal Pictures. We've got. I was about to say the film. You almost saw. I was going to say the film.
What was that noise in the background?
Oh, that looked like, it's actually about Alex Bregman with the Red Sox. It's eyeing his return. I hope that's soon.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. It's a notification on my side. Guys, it's for Universal Pictures on 3,714 screens with a 42.6% decrease with $11 million. Last week, number 2. This week, number 3. It's the live-action remake, How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, wow.
No, the How to Train Your Dragon film has made $519 million worldwide with a domestic total, $224 million domestically. That's pretty damn good. With $500 million worldwide on this puppy, that's pretty sharp. I think that they're going to be very pleased with the results. They've already announced that they're doing the live-action sequel to the film. They announced that at CinemaCon after they did the first big kind of screening of it. So it's exciting. Keith and I saw the film. We enjoyed it. Was it as good as the first? No, unfortunately not the original, but we still had a great time with the movie. Yeah, we really did.
Yeah. Great film. Yeah, we already discussed it on last week's pod. Not much else to say on it.
Gabriel, has your son seen the original? I'm curious.
Yeah, I was going to say the original. Do you guys know Rotten Tomatoes on the original critic score?
Oh, Gabriel, a hot one right here.
Jeez. For the original How to Train Your Dragon?
Just take a guess.
I'm going to tell you it's 96. 95. 95.
Keith?
I'm going to go 90%.
99%.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez, dude.
I think it deserves one of these.
That's a high percentage right there.
Yeah.
99% for the original animated How to Train Your Dragon. Wow. That is a big old score. Oh my goodness.
So I think the live action had a lot to live up to.
It really did.
So, I mean, anytime you do that, it's really hard to
challenge.
You got to temper some expectations there.
Absolutely.
But I will see it because I enjoyed the first one.
Yeah, definitely. Next, guys, we've got from Warner Brothers. This is its second weekend in release on 3,732 screens with the 54.8% decrease, bringing in $25 million. Last week, number one. This week, number two. It's F1. You've heard me talk about this movie. Keith, I've had a week to think about my thoughts. I told you it was a great movie. Last week I said, I think I love it. I love F1.
Turns out you do.
I love F1. It's one of the best movies I've seen this year. It is in my list. I love it. Jeez. I'm going 4.5 cemented. It is just too much fun, and I want to see this puppy again. It's F1. It's a big win for Apple. Brad Pitt in the film. We talked last week. Good-looking guy, cool guy. Keith, favorite Brad Pitt film?
I think we discussed this as well on the pod.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Geez. If you're putting me on the spot,
what do you got?
I'm going to go random one, 12 Years a Slave.
He has such a small role in it.
That's why I said
got like one scene in the film.
Yeah, give me a random Brad Pitt role, 12 years.
He produced the movie.
It's a wonderful film.
He's Oscar winner for the film.
In our audience right now.
Dan's cracking up.
He loves the
Dan's
pick.
cracking up.
It's a wonderful depiction of just
how horrors,
how freaking just awful.
Yeah.
Awful everything was.
Yeah, the horrors, absolute horrors of slavery. Gabriel, favorite Brad Pitt film?
Oh, jeez. You know what? I'm going to go with the deep cut as well. Interview with a Vampire.
Oh my God, deep cut. He said Interview with a Vampire, Dan. Interview with a Vampire for Gabriel.
Yeah.
Dan the Man, Brad Pitt film, favorite?
Ooh.
Burn After Reading, the Coen Brothers film where Brad Pitt is, he's got kind of the runner's outfit. He's like running everywhere. He's got a spiked up haircut. It's a good movie. Yeah, it's good. Oh, Fury as well. Fury, the David Ayer film.
What about Killing Them Softly?
Yeah, that's another bit of a deeper cut. There's not a single woman in that film. It only has men. I just find that funny.
Killing Them Softly only has a male cast.
I don't think there's one woman in that
that's
movie.
Insane.
It's just like strange.
Jeez, that's just weird. That's a deep cut right there.
Isn't that strange?
Good heavens. Jeez.
It's just odd.
B. Pitt. You gotta love this guy.
Okay, Brad Pitt.
Wait, hold on. What's the movie you think he looks the most attractive in?
Mr. and Man got the quick Fight Club. Gabe's got Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
I'm going to go Fight Club. Yeah,
he's got the
classic
in the Fight Club. He looks really good in
But
Troy,
then again, you could argue Once Upon a Time in Hollywood too.
Oh yeah,
long hair. Kind of like a silver fox nowadays. You gotta love that guy. Man.
Yeah, I mean he's always looking great. I mean he looks great in the Ocean's movies too.
Yeah,
he's always looking good.
He's aged well.
Oh yeah, kidding me? 60 years old now. Guys, next, this is the number one movie at this weekend's box office for the 4th of July weekend, coming at us from Universal Pictures on 4,308 screens, $92 million. Keith, what do you got?
Oh, did we skip number 2?
No, F1 was number 2, my brother.
Oh, F1. Okay, and then How to 20. Okay, yeah.
There you go, Keith.
I'm falling behind over
$92 million for the number one movie at the box office. We saw the film on the 4th of July.
We did.
It is Jurassic World Rebirth. Jeez, this is like the 7th Jurassic film. I feel like they made a ton of these puppies. We saw the movie Jurassic
Do they ever get
World...
it right? Has any one of them ever been as good as the original film?
No, not at all. No, not at all.
Why? Because is Steven Has he directed any of them?
The second and the third.
Yeah,
but
besides.
Yeah, but he was heavily involved in this one. Keith, Jurassic World Rebirth. We saw the film. I'm on the borderline of it was okay to pretty good. I'm more on the pretty good side. I thought it was pretty good because the characters were very thin, but we weren't going for the characters. Once it got into some of these sequences, like the water sequences with the dinosaurs, or even the flying, there was that pterodactyl-like dinosaur. That was really cool.
Yeah, give me some more of that, man.
But you know what? You asked me before the film started, plus or minus 20 people getting chomped. I said minus, and I had a good prediction. There wasn't a lot of chomping.
For sure.
Wasn't a lot of chomping on people, and I wanted to see it.
It wasn't like a Final Destination, like, movie at all.
Kill count, no.
But it actually did have a Final Destination, like, start to it.
Which was a little absurd, but
Yeah, they were doing all of these genetic experiments on the dinosaurs on this island.
Yeah.
And, a guy's eating a Snickers bar.
Yeah.
And he... throws the Snickers wrapper on the ground. He doesn't throw it in the trash, and it blows like into the doorway.
Yeah,
and it totally like stops the door.
That's how he gets
in trouble. Yeah, and
he gets in trouble.
He gets in trouble.
I got the Snickers bar.
So it like stops. So it got sucked into like the airway. And then it like jammed the door now the door's not working.
Please let me out.
So that's how all of like the weird genetic dinosaurs that they were doing genetic experiments on. That's how they got loose, because of a Snickers wrapper.
Yeah,
and that's what the movie is about. It's them going to this island trying to extract DNA from all these weird genetically deformed dinosaurs, and all because of a fucking Snickers wrapper, dude. Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. That should be the ad for this.
Snickers satisfies.
Snickers satisfies. It satisfies those dinosaurs' taste buds.
It was.
Bro. I'll tell you that.
In terms of the opening, I looked over and I said to you, Jesus, like it worked for me because it was Final Destination-esque, but like, okay, yes, we're doing a movie with dinosaurs, but this is like so far-fetched, and this is how we're painting the picture of the opening image of the movie.
We both looked at each other just like...
I'm not sure if it fully worked. It worked for me. I don't know if it would work for everyone. I'll tell you that.
I remember just both of us looking at each other like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, what do we do? Yeah. But aside from that, you're going to watch this movie for the dinosaurs. Yeah. You're not going to watch it for the character development or anything like that. I will say this specific film, you are also, besides the dinosaurs, you're going to watch it for Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, and Bailey?
Jonathan Bailey.
Jonathan Bailey.
Yeah, loaded cast.
Great looking cast.
Oh, yeah.
As we
very
discussed,
attractive people.
Very attractive people, and all in their own ways. Gotta love that. Yeah. Very diverse, right?
Oh, yeah.
And all the dinosaurs we saw in this movie were very diverse too. And I gotta say, I love the water scenes in this movie, bro. The water scenes in the new Jurassic Park, the new Jurassic World film were so good, man. Yeah. The Mosasaurus scenes in the new Jurassic World film, oh god, so good. Yeah, man. It kind of felt, some of those scenes felt like the new Godzilla film that we watched.
-1?
Yeah, Godzilla -1,
That's high praise.
These monsters out there in the sea. I mean, God, just, you're on this tiny boat getting hunted by this thing that's 3 times the size of your boat. And your boat's like 60 feet, by the way.
Yeah.
You have like a 60-foot boat, and you're getting hunted by a giant sea monster that's 3 times the size. Like,
that's right.
It's not the most pleasant thing in the world. It's not something that anyone wishes to go through. No. You're caught in that situation. You're like, damn, I'm in a pickle.
Yeah.
Like, this is a bummer.
It's damn straight.
And, you're getting hunted by that Mosasaurus. So that is absolutely terrifying, bro.
Yeah.
I thought that was more terrifying than getting hunted by the Meg. I mean, geez, dude.
Sure, yeah. I agree with you that, before at CinemaCon, Scarlett said, we're trying to bring some of the horror elements back into Jurassic.
I felt it.
And I think that they did. They had a lot of tension gripping scenes.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of moments where, you almost got chomped, or, you're running away just at the last second. So a lot of that did deliver. But then some of the scenes in between, they did a lot of comedic relief they tried to do with the family's son or the boyfriend.
Yeah, the boyfriend
some of it hit,
the family.
Some of it missed. I like when they tried. But there was some mixed bag elements. And then kind of when the full movie comes to a conclusion at the end and they make a decision, and I turn to you at the end, I'm like, Was that earned? No. But did I like the decision? Yeah, but it wasn't earned. And the script just, it just isn't that strong. And although we're not going to the movie for the characters, the first Jurassic Park has excellent characters.
100%.
With great character development, and you really care for the family, and you care for the scientists, and then combined with Spielberg's direction that is just absolutely magnificent, super atmospheric oriented, the camera work that he does of really laying the land of Jurassic Park. So it's just kind of night and day. They're not fully able to ever recapture the magic of the first one, but I did think that we had some really nice action sequences in the film.
I mean, ScarJo says it was their goal to capture that kind of like terrifying aspect of the dinosaurs. I think they did that.
Yeah.
I think they did that. The T-Rex scene was also terrifying when the T-Rex when they're on the raft floating down the river.
Crazy how is the impenetrable raft.
Oh, yeah, I know. The T-Rex tried to bite the raft at one point, and somehow the raft didn't pop. You're telling me a float up, a raft that,
a whitewater rafting, not even that one.
You're telling me a float up raft that
blow up raft
is not going to freaking pop from a T-Rex biting into it? What the hell are we doing, dude?
Some head scratchers.
What are we
doing?
That's
okay.
But I get it. It's a movie. It's for entertainment purposes.
Yeah,
you gotta keep the people alive somehow.
Sure.
They clearly needed that raft to survive.
Sure.
So there you go.
Yeah,
but I thought it was really cool when the T-Rex got underwater and started swimming alongside the raft.
Yeah, good swimmer.
God, so intense.
Phelps.
I know. Yeah, T-Rex, and you wouldn't think so because those small arms.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, you wouldn't think. But. Yeah. T-Rex out here, Michael Phelps vibes.
Yeah, for sure.
Just full on, backstroke.
Yeah, no doubt.
He wasn't doing the backstroke.
No, he wasn't.
But he's, for real, good swimmer, and, you wouldn't expect that out of a T-Rex, because of those short arms. But,
yeah,
it was a pleasant sight to see, and I was glad the family got away, hopefully, safely. Don't want to spoil too much, I guess.
Yeah, but Keith, you liked the movie more than I did. I said it was pretty good. You liked it even more.
We came for the dinosaurs. We got good, really good, entertaining, action-packed dinosaur scenes that scared us. That's what we were looking for, and that's what I wanted, and that's what we got. And
boom.
I'm happy about that.
Keith, out of 5, what do you go?
I'm going 3.75 at least, possibly a 4.
Wow, okay,
it was
big score.
One of my favorite movies of the Jurassic franchise. It was my third or fourth favorite film out of 7 films now.
Yes.
So I thought it was definitely in the upper half of of all of the films
I would agree.
made so far.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best, but I thought it was really good. And it delivered on all of the aspects it said it would deliver on.
Right.
In terms of making the dinosaurs more terrifying. And I thought it did.
I agree. I would go either 3 to a 3.5 for me. So just a little bit lower than you on the score realm. But I'm curious. Gabe, you've heard from me. You've heard from Keith. You know the word on the street. With all of that, are you going to go and see it? Is it enough for you to go and see it? Or are you going to miss this one?
I think I will go see it. I just watched the first Jurassic World 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
And
it's a fun film.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I will say, this is going to be a little bit of a hot take, the overuse of CGI for me makes it feel less realistic than the practical effects of the original one.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like the animatronics. I like the blend of the original one with the animatronics and CGI.
Sure. Yeah.
Sometimes we just get so carried away now that it just feels so unrealistic. And when I go to see a dinosaur movie, I want it to feel real. I want to feel like I'm there.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to feel like that dinosaur is actually about to eat you alive,
Yeah, but I will watch for sure.
Okay,
I'm enticed.
Yeah, it's a great point.
I felt that way at times during this new film.
Yeah,
I really did.
Well, that's why it's great to use a mix. Some people go, "No, only practical effects. Yeah. CGI is ruining." No, CGI is not ruining the movie industry.
It's good to get both in there. Best of both worlds.
Yes, these are tools. You use tools to enhance the picture. So what Steven Spielberg would do, close-up shots using practical, wide shots using VFX. Anytime you watch a David Fincher film, you will be surprised how many VFX shots. You think there's VFX shots in the Social Network? No. Yes, there are. There's a lot.
Really?
Yeah, a ton. Cool. He uses all the time. CGI is great when you don't even know that it's there.
Fun fact of the day.
That's when it's great. But it's all about a balance and a mix. So that's why when people go, only practical, only... No. Let's relax. It's all about a balance and a mix. What can make the best for our motion picture? What can we do to kind of, subvert the expectations and get really a sense of realism there? So great call out there, Gabriel. Guys, that is the BOB. That is the box office breakdown. Now it's time for the boom or bust movie news segment. We had a bit of a last-second addition to the show. We'll cover it quick. Gabriel, I'm not sure. This isn't on the show notes for you, brother, but guess what? They're making, from Warner Brothers Animation, a animated The Cat in the Hat film, famous from the Dr. Seuss book, Cat in the Hat, voiced by Bill Hader. Bill Hader is voicing the cat from The Cat in the Hat. The first trailer just came out. Yeah. I saw it. I'm going to go light boom. Yep. It's a light boom because of Bill Hader, and there was 2 animation styles in the trailer used. In the opening, you're in this kind of Dr. Seussy cat world with all these characters, and it was vibrant, and the colors were rich, and it looked like this interesting blend of 2D, but it is 3D, but it had this nice flatness to where the colors had this interesting depth of field going on that I really liked. And then when I heard Bill Hader's voice, I was like, okay, that works well. That works funny. Then the trailer goes in the second half where they go into the human world a little bit, and the animation style got a little more familiar, and I was like, oh, man, I'm not sure if I'm loving. I hope we spend more time in the cat world. So I give it a soft boom because Bill Hader, that's really good. I'm in. But Keith, you saw the trailer. You actually saw it before I did.
Yeah.
Is this a boom? Is this a bust? What do you think of Bill Hader as the Cat in the Hat?
The whole concept is a boom for me. You know, I gotta say, I haven't read The Cat in the Hat in years. I don't know if anyone has. Well, unless you're a diehard Dr. Seuss fan, I guess. You know, there's a lot of people out there. But I didn't even watch the entire trailer either. I watched the first 30 seconds.
Oh, yes.
And but the concept of Bill Hader as the Cat in the Hat, I love that.
Yeah.
I just hope that, Bill Hader is such a funny guy. Mm-hmm. SNL alum. You gotta love that. I just hope they tap into, all the potential he has in terms of making this movie a funny movie.
Right.
I hope because they have a lot of potential to make the Cat in the Hat very funny with Bill Hader at the helm. Mm-hmm. And I hope they do that. And if they do make the Cat in the Hat very funny with Bill Hader, which I think they have a lot of potential to, I think a lot of the kids are going to love it even more. I mean, who doesn't love a funny animated film?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
So I hope they tap into that. But we'll see. Just the whole concept of it, though. Yeah, light boom for me too. Mm-hmm. I'm not like a diehard Cat in the Hat fan or anything like that. But yeah, Bill Hader, Cat in the Hat, sure. Yeah, let's give it a boom.
Nice, Gabe. As a father, I tell you, we got Cat in the Hat animated film coming. I know that means you're probably going to have to see it. Then I tell you Bill Hader is the Cat in the Hat. That alone, boom, bust, where do you land?
Yeah, that's going to get me over to boom as well. I'm actually surprised that the Cat in the Hat hasn't already been done in an animated form.
Yeah, sure.
And I did watch the trailer myself, and it looks good. I think that, like Keith was kind of saying, I hope they make it, really funny, and they tap into some of the quirkiness of the Cat in the Hat. Mm-hmm. And I think when you do it animated, you have more flexibility to do more outlandish things when you do in live action.
Right.
Yeah. It'd be cool to see what they do. I'm in.
Yeah, I agree. Guys, nice job there. Next, we've got from Deadline. The Deadline is hitting us with a new story. This is also from Warner Brothers. Guys, Jon M. Chu, the director of the Wicked films, Jon M. Chu is set to direct a live-action Hot Wheels movie.
That's very exciting.
We knew we would see this kind of stuff happen. Barbie came out, and we saw Greta Gerwig's vision with Barbie. Yeah. Barbie wasn't just, this cutesy kind of movie that maybe another director would have taken on. No, Barbie was a rich film with really deep emotional pull, and it went on to make $1 billion. Hot Wheels. Is there enough there in Hot Wheels? I mean, we were saying the same thing before with Barbie.
So,
is there enough there? I don't know. I'm gonna push it to you, Keith. Boom, bust, Jon M. Chu, Hot Wheels. Is it enough? What do we got?
Boom for me is just based off the fact that Jon M. Chu is at the helm.
Right.
Wicked was one of the greatest movies of the year last year. Mm-hmm. I think that was the consensus of a lot of people, everyone who saw it. You still haven't seen it. Our audience
has not seen it.
He
would like it, though. Dan would like it.
He's got his hands up right now saying, I'm sorry. Yeah, you should be sorry. You sick fuck. Go watch Wicked. It'll make you cry. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you feel good. Jon M. Chu, shout out. I think it's going to be great that he's at the helm for this. If anyone can make a great Hot Wheels movie, it's got to be Jon M. Chu, right? I mean, who can make a great Wicked movie? I mean, that's such a... I don't know. That's just a lot to take on. And he took it on, and he got it done. I think he's going to take on Hot Wheels, and he's going to get it done. I mean, this is such iconic toy in all of our childhoods. I don't know about you, but I used to play with Hot Wheels all the time as a kid. I mean, all the time I used to
And
play
I
with
probably
Hot
still
Wheels
have
as a
them.
kid, bro. Yeah, I think I still have a lot of my Hot Wheels too. They're so fun to play with. You got to hope that this movie has some of the Hot Wheels like racing on that classic orange track.
Oh, yeah.
The classic orange.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that orange Hot Wheels track that we all know, that we all love and adore,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be great. It's a boom for me, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gabriel, what do we think? It's Jon M. Chu, famously the director of the most recent Wicked film and Wicked for Good coming out later this year, doing Hot Wheels. What do you think?
Yeah, I think a boom. I think, sometimes it's nice when there's not already a cemented story. You give a little, you get a little bit more ability to create something from fresh, and I think that he's going to do a good job doing it. And yeah, like he said, playing on the nostalgia factor of just Hot Wheels in general.
Yeah,
I think
right?
it'll get all of us in the theater.
Yeah, because like everyone, I feel like Hot Wheels is
Everyone knows it.
What is like Hot Wheels for boys, kind of like Barbie is for girls. In
You
a
can
way,
make the argument.
You can make that argument. Like this was a big part of all of our childhoods. Girls too, obviously. Everyone loves Hot Wheels, just like Barbie.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Point is, we all played with Hot Wheels as a kid. I think everyone knows it, and you got a great director at the helm.
Yeah.
I think that's a boom, 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 right?
Yeah.
Ask Brad Pitt as the driver.
Add Brad Pitt.
Let's get Brad Pitt
crossover with F1.
The Hot Wheels driver.
There you go.
That'd be sick.
Hot Wheels are equivalent to F1.
Sure.
These guys are. Hopefully, in the movie, they're just going to be zooming.
Yeah, 200 miles an hour.
Just zooming right by us.
Yeah.
I hope it's a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
I agree, guys. I give this a boom. And echoing the sentiments that Gabriel said, the freedom of having the ability to create a new story in the Hot Wheels world. And Keith, you said the talent of Jon M. Chu. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think that it's worth mentioning.
Our new Fast and the Furious franchise.
Well, it
possibly?
could be, but because of, I would agree, the Jon M. Chu talent point, because this guy has come off of Wicked in the Heights.
Yeah.
Before that, he did Crazy Rich Asians. He did Now You See Me Too. He did the Justin Bieber musical films, Believe, Never Say Never. He did G.I. Joe. He did the Step Up 3D movie. You look at his films, the consistency across the board, vibrant colors and movement. What do we need from Hot Wheels? Vibrant colors and movement.
That's a great point.
Now you see on Wicked how he can really elevate a script and get some rich character work. Let's combine all the elements. You've got a boom.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
That's right, man. Guys, next we've got Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yeah,
has become the highest grossing actor of all time worldwide. ScarJo. The big Scar.
Would we want it to be anyone else?
No.
I don't know.
It's Scarlett Johansson, guys.
Everyone loves a good ScarJo film. I mean, I feel like everything she stars in is absolutely great.
She's always a great draw. You see her in a film, and it does make you want to see it. She picks great projects, and she always delivers a performance, whether she's doing an accent work, if she's doing literally just her voice in a movie like Her, or she's done action in the Avengers films, and she's been such a power and a symbol for female strength and empowerment, and even in a movie that is so love-oriented, like a Lost in Translation from years ago, she can act with Bill Murray, the best of the best. You name it, she does it.
She doesn't even do that. Her range goes even farther. She starred in one of the darkest horror movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh. It's called Under the Skin.
Yes.
If you haven't seen Under the Skin, please go out and watch it.
Great movie.
It's an incredibly fucked up film.
Yes, it is.
Well, anyways, we'll move on. Shout out to ScarJo.
Yeah, it's great.
Overall, she's a great human being. She seems like one of the realest people out there in Hollywood.
Yeah, she seems really great.
Just seems like if you met her, just ran into her at a bar, on the street, whatever, she'd treat you like a fucking human being.
Seems like a great person.
ScarJo. We love you.
Gabe, ScarJo, highest grossing actor all time, worldwide. Favorite ScarJo performance, a memory. What do you have for us?
Jeez, that's tough. Honestly, Her for me with ScarJo.
Yeah.
It's a great. Her is a great film, man.
Dude, just played that AI voice so well. Put Joaquin through the ringer. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. I like that choice. I like that movie. I'm in with ScarJo. I'm happy for.
2-time Academy Award nominee.
That's become a real thing, by the way.
What's that?
A guy has, there's
falling in love with his AI.
Yeah, I think there's multiple guys out there. And I'm sure women too.
Sure,
who are in a AI relationship.
Yeah, well, she's a 2-time Academy Award nominee in 2020 for Marriage Story, and also in 2020 for Jojo Rabbit. 2 nominees, 2 nominations, same year. Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, I mean, she's done it all. We've covered it great, guys. That's Scarlett Johansson with a well-deserved becoming the highest grossing actress all time.
Little golf clap for Star Joe.
Very good.
Star
Keep up the great work. Guys, next.
Shout out to her doing all those SNL skits too.
Oh yeah, she's a great sport. Married to Colin Jost.
Married to Colin Jost
SNL,
now. Yeah, so SNL connection.
Okay, guys, it is The Fisherman from the I Know What You Did Last Summer films.
Yes.
This is another classic case of guerrilla marketing. The Fisherman was spotted live on surf cams at Huntington Beach during the 4th of July weekend.
The marketing on this movie. The marketing on this bad boy right now. You gotta love that.
If you were out
dude,
there,
if I was out on Huntington
Beach, and
I
you
ran
see
into the Fisherman, dude,
the Fisherman
with the fish
I
hook?
mean, we've got a surfer live in the audience here. Damn, man, if you saw the Fisherman with this hook, dressed in all black on the pier, you got your surfboard.
Would you run?
Are you running? Are you confronting him? What are you doing?
Would you try to greet him? Know his name?
Dan would be scared.
You would be scared.
Dan would be scared.
You wouldn't try to introduce yourself.
Dan would keep his distance.
Okay,
Dan would keep his distance. Guys,
that's a fair assessment.
This is guerrilla marketing at its finest. We saw this very popular with the Smile films.
Smile
was doing the Smile thing, and then the Novocaine, right? When Jack Quaid showed up to the basketball game when he had all the bandages.
Where he's always injured. He showed up to the basketball game, and a bunch of bandages to market for the film.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
And then, Smile, too. Yeah, they're big on that. Yeah, marketing for Smile. They had a bunch of people just smiling in public places,
right?
Just to market the film. Same thing with this. Yeah, fishermen out there in public places, out there on the beaches. Watch out, everybody. Yeah. You don't want to get that hook in you.
No.
You want to watch out for that hook.
Yep.
It's a big hook. He's going to hook you. He's going to get you.
Yeah.
You don't want that to happen. So you see him, you run.
This,
and I got to say, I saw one of the clips that I saw of the fishermen at the beaches. I saw a girl running. Away from him.
Oh no.
You should.
I don't know if that was like for the bit.
Maybe she was an actress.
She was actually running.
I hope she was just an actress.
I think she was just an actress.
Okay, good.
She could have been like an actual pedestrian who was like scared.
Yeah. Gabe, you got something.
The funny thing that I think about this is there also might be a large group of people at the beach who have no idea who this guy is.
That's what I knew you were about to say that, dude.
Like, this is our age group for sure. Like, I love this movie.
What if someone
there's probably a lot of people on that beach who have no idea who this guy is.
What if someone thinks this is a real person?
If a lot of people.
Like, they see this they see the hook. They see him in his fisherman outfit walking towards them. If no one knows this movie, they're looking at that guy like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what is this?
Like, what the hell are you about to do to me, dude? Are you a serial killer? You sick fuck?
You sicko. Yeah. Guys, for me, yes, that's
when you start running.
That's the busty element of it. But guys, this is a boom. I mean, it's guerrilla marketing at its finest. And I'll tell you something. I've seen the trailer for this I Know What You Did Last Summer probably 2 or 3 times in the theater.
Yeah.
Do I think it looks like a great movie? No. Do I want to see it?
Does it look like a lot of fun? Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Does it look like a lot of fun? I don't know. Does it look like fun? Yeah, sure.
I think you want to see it more than me. But here's the thing, guys. Do I want to see it? Did I see this and then go, I got to see it?
Do you want to see it even more now?
Now I want to see it even more.
100%.
I want to see it even more. That is a boom.
That's what great marketing does.
Right?
Madeline Klein? Come on.
Yeah. Gabe, you got it.
You got to love Madeline Klein.
Gabe, this is
very attractive woman.
This is a boom, Gabe. You want to see this one?
Oh, this is a boom.
Yeah.
I mean, just, again, playing on nostalgia. They know what they're doing. For all of these things coming out right now, they're playing on nostalgia. I will go see it. Possibly with you guys opening day.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. Let's all go see it.
Sounds like a lovely time.
Keith, this is a boom for you as well?
Yes.
Okay, boom.
Definitely a boom for me.
All right, perfect. Guys, that is the I Know What You Did Last Summer. Next, we've got...
How many more news stories we got? Because we've got to take a beep.
Oh, we've got 2. We've got 2 news stories here, brother.
Got to take a beep.
All right. We'll give you... How about you do one more, my brother?
All right.
Okay, we got one more. Guys.
No. I got a strong bladder, man.
Okay, we've got one more for you. Let's go.
Proud of my bladder strength.
We've got Craig Robinson, famously the actor from The Office, Hot Tub Time Machine, a ton of comedy films. Craig Robinson, this is the end.
This is busty as hell.
This is big. Craig Robinson has announced announced that he is quitting doing comedy.
Such a bust.
Craig says he's quitting doing comedy. Quote,
I'm so busted out right now.
it's been an amazing run, and y'all
I feel like I
been
just busted right now.
amazing and wonderful.
I just after you said that, I just busted.
I'm following something bigger, so thank you so much. I love you. Stay tuned. Oh boy, Craig Robinson, do we love you?
We do. This is very busty news. 100% bust.
This is bust.
None of us like this news,
No,
bro.
he's quitting doing comedy.
He's
but
such a funny comedic actor, bro. Going back to The Office, how about Pineapple Express?
yeah,
This is so exciting.
Oh,
Remember,
yeah,
this is
that's
so
good.
exciting.
Oh yeah, he was so good.
Dude, he's such a funny
Craig.
guy, bro. No one's happy to hear this news. But if he's on to quote unquote bigger and better things, as he says,
bigger.
we're all rooting for you, Craig. We all love you. We'll support you with anything you do.
What
man.
about-
you go and do your thing? We're just gonna miss you because you gave us so many laughs.
Yeah.
But we love you and we'll support you all the way through. No
What
matter
about
you do.
when he in Hot Tub Time Machine, where it's like the moment of realization, and he goes, "What if this is some kind of hot tub time machine?" And then he like looks right at the camera, like such a classic. Like you could give that line to 9 out of 10 guys, and I'm not
They would
sure.
fuck it up. They would
I'm not
fuck it
sure
up.
if anyone would make it as funny and charming as Craig Robinson.
He nailed it more than you thought he
It's
ever
just
could.
he had this nice kind of self-awareness, and whenever he would have to do a moment of deadpan, it would be great. But like you said in Pineapple Express, this is so exciting. He has this, body language and energy that when he plays playful, it's that much funnier because you wouldn't expect it from him.
Oh, yeah, so
right?
funny.
And I know Gabriel, do you have a story on Craig Robinson?
Oh man, yeah, I got it too.
Big Craig. Okay.
One,
Let's get a story.
I was at Blind Barber in Venice, and I look
Venice
over
Beach, California.
Venice Beach, California. In walks Craig Robinson, and I'm sorry, Craig, put your business out there, but there were at least 14 women surrounding Craig Robinson from the moment he walked in
Craig
to
Robinson.
the moment he went to the bar.
Craig, ladies man.
Craig,
One could
Ladies
say.
man.
Ladies man. One could say.
Ladies, man.
Yeah.
Went up, said an office line to him. I'm going to keep it between him and I for our privacy purposes.
Nice.
But very nice guy in person.
Great. You love to hear
Second
that.
part,
Gotta
saw him
love that.
perform live at a comedy show, and I will say, just amazing.
Yeah,
So it's
hilarious.
sad to see him go, but very happy for him and his next endeavor.
Next endeavor, I'll tell
I
you
love
right
those two
now.
stories.
Yeah, great.
Those two stories are everything that you would expect Craig to be. You
Right.
know? Like, it doesn't surprise you hearing those
Good
two
dude.
stories.
Everyone loves him.
He seems like a good dude. He looks like a good dude.
Good dude.
Yeah.
I am not surprised to actually hear that he's a good dude.
Not at all. The next thing he's working on, he says something bigger. I know Craig is a bit of a musician, plays the piano. I think Craig's going to dabble in music.
Big Craig.
If I had to guess, I think Craig's going to dabble in music.
We hear him play the piano, and this is the end.
That's right.
Yep.
When
he does it through his
take
entire
your panties,
comedy.
yeah, take your panties off.
Take your panties
Take your
off.
panties off. Take your
At the
panties
show,
off.
that's all he did. He played the piano and told jokes.
That's
No
great.
way.
Sang.
No
Yeah.
Made the
way.
audience sing with him. It was
Oh,
awesome.
that's great.
great,
I
dude.
think that he's going to
I
make
love
a
that.
transition into music, more into music. That's what I think it's
I
going to
hope
be.
so, dude.
Yeah.
I
I hope
agree.
so.
I think that's where he's going, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
We've got Dan the Man. He might have a phone call. Oh, he's got some information. Dan the Man.
Well, I want to say I love Craig as Daryl.
Yeah, from The Office, right?
Yes.
Yep,
Yeah.
Dan loves Daryl.
Daryl from The Office.
Allegedly, he's starting a small business.
Oh.
Allegedly, Craig
Breaking news.
Robinson is starting a quote-unquote small business.
Yeah, piano
Maybe
lessons.
he's going to do a drama or something.
Okay.
Why even bother saying it?
Yeah. So according to Dan the Man, we've got the fact checker here. Look it up kind of guy, you know. We've increased the budget.
He's
here.
our fat guy.
Yeah, he's the fact guy.
I feel like I just said fat guy.
He's
our
the
fact.
He's the
guy.
fact guy. He's also the chef.
at first-
chef of the night. As
Yeah,
well.
he is a chef. He cooks really great food. Shout out to D
Whoa.
boy.
Yeah, thanks.
You know,
Good steak tonight.
what'd you cook me? Some oxtail the other night, or
Wow.
a couple,
Wow.
few months ago.
That's exotic.
Whatever the oxtail.
Vince made that.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
Vince.
Well,
Pulled pork, though.
the pulled pork as well.
Dan the
the
man.
pulled pork
Pulled pork.
sandwiches. This guy,
But guys,
he whips up anything.
this
you know?
is the thing
Some
here.
bread pudding. You know,
Dan, the
we
man.
actually weren't even going to mention your name. We were just going to call you Guy, and just say he was the look me up guy.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
he's Dan the Man.
yeah.
Dan the Man's here. But
here
this
we
is
go.
the thing.
Dan
Dan
the
is.
Man.
We've got breaking news here. Keith, It's that Craig Robinson might be starting a small business. Dan's speculation is there. Why would you announce that it's something big if it's a small business? Could be a bit of a cover. Maybe he could be exploring some dramatic work, some musical work, some business work. We're not sure. There's a ton in the works here for Craig Robinson. And Keith, you've got to go to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, I do. Also as well. But I think it's a musical small business that he's going to start.
Musical small business.
Yeah,
maybe 100%. He opens up a club. Maybe a club, comedy club with some musical guests.
Once Danny said small business, and we all know that he's pretty musically gifted guy. It makes sense. He put two and two together.
Absolutely makes sense.
Craig putting together a little piano, Craig Robinson teaching some piano classes or something like that.
Piano lessons, Craig Robinson.
Guys, next we have, this is a news story. Gabriel will cover it together. This is from Warner Brothers, okay? Warner Brothers has a new film. It's a new film coming to us. They have paused development here, all right, on Doug Liman's underwater thriller called Deeper. Why? Well, the movie is starring Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas. Oof. This was due to the concerns about having the budget at $275 million. A budget, once again, of $275 million. Tom Cruise is now shopping the film elsewhere. So we've got a movie about an underwater kind of thriller situation called Deeper. You've got Tom Cruise, and you know that this is going to have some stunt work. Ana de Armas coming off of the heat of Ballerina, or should I say, unfortunately, the cold Ballerina, because it didn't make too much money. But the movie was great. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the film. So we were going to have some stunt work. We've got the underwater elements. Doug Liman, famous director, specifically in the action realm. We've got a lot to play here, but a $275 million budget. Where's this film going to end up? Is this something we want to see? I'm going to give this a bust for now because that's just too much money for a film. Gabe, what do we think?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a bust. Kel, does that mean it has to gross like $550 million for it to be deemed successful?
It could be, yeah, because it depending on the marketing for the film. This one also could end up on a streaming platform, but if a streaming platform is going to pay $275 million for the film, I don't know. This seems like a bit of a head scratcher for that high of a budget. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, Gabe, you've got a good idea there. In that, geez, this might be 550, 600. So with that, Gabe,
sounds high.
Yeah, that is high.
I don't know. Deeper? I mean, what can you do underwater? How much deeper can you go?
Yeah, that's right. How much deeper can you go underwater? Keith, I give you Tom Cruise. I give you Ana de Armas, an underwater thriller with a budget of $275 million. Tom Cruise is shopping the film right now. $275 million budget. What do you think?
Budget's way too high, but Tom and Anna, I'm here for it.
Wow. So you'd see it, but you wouldn't pay for it.
Budget is absolutely insane.
I know. What is this, the Avengers? Guys, come on. I mean, I get it. It's Tom Cruise, but still.
Here's my BSOTD. My BSOTD, I don't think any movie should be even close to 250 or 300 million in budget.
Sure.
I think that's absolutely insane when you get to that point.
Yeah.
And you're making it really hard on yourself to make your money back.
Yeah. No, it's true. Oh. If this is an original film with that kind of budget, it's just, in today's market, unfortunately, it's not going to work. It's a shame. It's absolutely shame.
I really like your face.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Welcome.
Good.
You do have a nice face.
Wow, you guys are really nice. Guys, that is the Boom or Bust. Also, I like both your faces as well. That is the Boom or Bust movie news segment. We've covered it well. Now it's time for the cuts, or our highlight of the week. Now, before we cover Michael Madsen, famous actor from a lot of the Quentin Tarantino films, we'll go over his full kind of catalog of films there, list some of our favorites, a scene that we liked, a performance that he liked, some of the stuff that we did that he did that we really enjoyed. But before that, Julian McMahon, I believe is how you pronounce it. He also passed away. This was the actor. He was 56. This was the actor who played Dr. Doom in the original Fantastic Four films with Chris Evans, Jessica Alba, Michael Chiklis. And he was also a big star in the show Nip Tuck, is it? The plastic surgery show that was on FX. Gotcha. It was tough. I saw that, and I remember growing up and seeing that Fantastic Four movie in the theaters, and he's how a lot of people know who Dr. Doom is, specifically in our age group, and he's passed at 56. Gave us some really good work between Nip Tuck. You know, that was a very highly regarded show. It went on for 6 seasons. You know, that was the drama. It's currently on Hulu. It's got a 74% Rotten Tomatoes score for the critics. But just thoughts and prayers go out to his family. And I'm just glad he was able to share his gifts with us and with the world, and he will forever be a part of Hollywood and entertainment history. Gabriel, did you watch Nip Tuck? Did you see Fantastic Four when you were younger? Do you remember Julian's acting at all?
Yeah, I've seen Nip Tuck. I've seen a few episodes, and I remember just it being kind of intense.
Yeah.
I think at the time that it was out for me.
Right.
But I thought, you know, it was good. I remember the original Fantastic Four as well. Yeah, rest in peace. And, you know, I hope that him and his family find some peace during this tough time. But yeah, great guy, great actor.
Yeah, absolutely. Keith, you famously do really enjoy the original Fantastic Four. Jessica Alba is in the film, Michael Chiklis.
Because my childhood crush was Jessica Alba.
So you watched the movie a lot, and you saw Dr. Doom's performance.
Massive Jessica Alba fan, but
Sure.
also massive Dr. Doom fan.
Great character.
And him playing that performance was iconic. It was an iconic piece of a lot of our childhoods, man.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone growing up in the 90s, you know.
Yeah, 90s, 2000s.
Yeah, born in the 90s. You watched that film growing up, and yeah, it's part of a lot of our childhoods, and it's a shame. We all saw him on screen. He was great on screen. Like you said, I'm just, you know, just kind of happy that we were able to see him on screen.
Able to see his gifts. So I think we should give Nip Tuck a watch because it's very highly regarded. And as Gabe said, I also remember it being very intense, specifically when it came out. Yeah. It was too intense for me to see. It's a plastic surgery kind of drama. So I think we should give that a watch.
Yeah, 100%. We should give the Fantastic Four Silver Surfer a watch.
As well, and Fantastic Four, the new one is coming out this month as well.
Yeah,
so they've got that going for us.
Kind of interesting timing, huh?
Right, yeah. But he's 57, so young. So young.
So young. Way too young.
Yeah, far too young. Are you kidding me? Crazy.
Hope he's flying high up there.
Yep. Now, so let's transition. Let's switch gears a little bit. We've also got to talk about remembering Michael Madsen. Okay, he was quite a legendary actor, famously in a ton of Quentin Tarantino projects. He was Mr. Blonde in Reservoir Dogs. He was in both of the Kill Bill films. He was in The Hateful Eight, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You know, he always worked with QT.
Another legendary actor. Gone too soon.
Way too soon. 67.
You know? Yeah, 50s and 60s, late 60s, late 50s, both of them.
Yeah.
Gone too soon for both.
He had a small part in Thelma and Louise.
Really, both of them really well-established acting careers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great actors. I'm just happy we got to see both of them on screen at the end of the day.
He was also famously in The Doors with Val Kilmer. Reservoir Dogs, he has the famous scene where he cuts the ear off of the guy, and it's playing the Steelers Wheel, Stuck in the Middle with You, playing that. So that was a show-stopping moment for the independent filmmaking movement of the 1990s when Tarantino burst onto the screen and showed us a film that we didn't know that we needed to see. The great thing about Reservoir Dogs is about a bank robbery, but we never see the bank robbery. It's the aftermath. What happens? A bank robbery gone wrong. That's why the movie works so well. And the intricacies between the characters and what went wrong and what led to that. Michael Madsen playing one of the parts there. When the tensions get so high, he cuts a man's ear off. Yeah. And it's mixed with that classic Tarantino element. It's this almost the dichotomy of this horrific event, but this fun song, that yin and yang. And Tarantino did that, and Madsen is right front and center in that moment. It's a visceral moment. It's vulgar. It's sick. It's an ear being cut off. It's gross with a pocket knife.
Very graphic.
Jeez. It's a graphic
very
scene,
graphic scene,
and it is one of the most famous scenes in film history. And Madsen, you crushed it. You crushed it, brother. That was just a great scene.
He did.
Really Keith, did. We talked about some of the other films earlier. You were talking about he was in Free Willy, played the dad.
Yeah, he was in Willy. He was in Free Willy. He wasn't just in Free Willy. He was in Free Willy 2.
He was.
Wow.
The Adventure Back, I believe.
Yeah, The Adventure Home.
The Adventure Home.
Yeah.
Yes, Free Willy 2, The Adventure Home, and Free Willy. Not just that, he was in the movie Piranha Conda,
oh my God,
which is one of the most iconic films of all time, and one of the most highly rated films on Rotten Tomatoes of all time. Piranha Conda. If you haven't seen it, please go give it a watch. I'm completely joking about everything I just said. This movie is probably awful.
What? I thought you liked it.
Oh, jeez.
I've never seen Piranaconda.
Oh.
But I remember it playing on the show Sci-Fi a lot on cable when
I'm
I
sure
was a
it's
kid.
fun.
You know, there's a bunch of, like Sharknado. You got a Velocipaster.
Yeah.
You know, it's about the pastor who becomes a velociraptor. That's a good one, too. And then, you got Piranaconda. And, there's a bunch of fun ones out there. Shout out to Michael Madsen for starting Piranaconda.
I'm sure it was a great film. That's the thing about Michael Madsen, is we said he had an eclectic film career.
Clearly.
He's got 327 acting credits according to IMDb.
Oh, my
He
God.
did it all. He was in higher prestige films like a Quentin Tarantino picture.
Wow.
He's been in Oscar-nominated films. He's been in cult films. He's been in these wacky, zany sci-fi films like you just said. What was it, Velocipaster? What was it? Piranaconda? What is it?
Piranaconda.
So he's done it all. He's done low budget. He's done B-movie. He's done A-list. He could do it all. And the great thing about Madsen was he was always kind of a guy, I think for a lot of us, where it was like, oh, there's that guy again. You didn't ever know his name because he never drew too much attention. Sure, I knew his name because I'm a Tarantino fanatic, but he was that guy where you saw him on screen like, oh, yeah, there he is again.
Yeah.
And he just kind of always wowed you and stole a scene.
Just recognizable face.
Recognizable
you see him, you're
face.
like, oh, yeah, I know that guy.
Absolutely.
I don't know his name, but yeah, the guy's a great actor.
He was a great actor, yeah. So a lot of us who are very well in the industry and have study film and love movies and stuff, sure, we know his name, but to the naked eye, you see him and you go, oh, yeah, that guy. Gabe, we're talking Michael Madsen, famously in a lot of Tarantino films. We've got a ton of movies that he has been in over the years, and he's still got some more in the works, that are yet to come out. Madsen, do you have any memories of him? Maybe a Tarantino picture that you saw with him? Just kind of a standout scene, a moment, something he did, an interesting part of his career. Anything you got for us?
Yeah, he's a good villainous character in Kill Bill. I think that he played that role really well. I think he took part in the burying alive of her in Volume 2, and I mean that's just one of the worst scenes. You see kind of is like very smug about it and happy it's happening.
Yep.
And it's just like, he just played that so well. I also liked him in Donnie Brasco.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I've never
played
seen
a little
that one.
side role in that. You know me, I love mob film.
Yep.
Those kind of movies, and I thought he did great in that as well. So rest in peace to him, and he'll always have that Kill Bill villainous smugness to him about him, and I love it.
Yeah, definitely. So as we said before, he was in
Well said.
Sin City. He was in The Natural. So you're talking comic book film. You're talking sports film. He was in The Doors. You're talking music film. You're talking Piranaconda. He's been in the sci-fi films.
Half piranha, half anaconda.
He was in War Games. He was in Reservoir Dogs. Donnie Brasco. He's done mob movies. He was in The Hateful Eight. He's done westerns. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Modern western. Free Willy. Children's film. This guy did it all.
Don't forget Free Willy too.
Free Willy 2. This guy did it all. Thelma and Louise.
The Adventure Home. Kind of like the adventure he just took when he passed.
He's going home,
He's
man.
going home. He's
you.
taking the adventure home right now.
Thank you, Mr. Madsen, for your gifts you shared with the world. We loved your work. Rest in peace. He was a talent.
We love you. We miss you. And we wish you were still here.
And we will see his next picture when it comes out. There we go.
Which is
guys.
awesome.
That's our cuts. It's a somber note, but we need it. It's time sometimes when these legendary artists... This is a movie show, guys. This is a film, television, entertainment show. So when we can put a bit of praise to some of the artists who make up this world, it's good, and it's an opportunity to be thankful for the time that we have. It really is. So cheers to Mr. Madsen once again. Guys, we'll shift gears on the somber note over to the BSOTD. That is the bold statement of the day. But lastly, before we kick off the BSOTD, we still have live audience member Dan the Man in the house. Dan, you are a fan of Quentin Tarantino. You've seen Mr. Madsen's work. You've seen the famous Reservoir Dogs scene. You've seen Hateful Eight. Was there anything that stood out to you about Mr. Madsen, what he gave to us as an actor? Gabriel said that he was commonly a villain. He had a villain-esque kind of feel to his roles, a sense of danger. You weren't quite ever sure.
Yeah, his screen presence, the stage presence,
Yes.
was something else. And Reservoir Dogs is what you got to bring up with that guy.
Right. Dan the Man says that his screen presence was something else, and Reservoir Dogs is hard not to bring up when you're talking about Mr. Madsen. Yeah. It's absolutely true. It really is. But the screen presence, I think, is key. Like what Dan said, he does have this sense of danger. You never knew if the scene was going to go in a positive realm or a negative realm, which is great skill and talent to have as an actor because we're leaning in. Every time he comes on screen, you're leaning in. What's this fucker going to do? What is this son of a bitch? Because he makes you so interested. What's his choice going to be? Is he a wild card or is he playing it safe? The Free Willy or the Reservoir Dogs?
Yeah.
A bit of both.
Yeah.
Michael Madsen. Thanks, Dan. Guys, it's time for the BSOTD. That is the bold statement of the day. It is our hopes, our dreams, our thoughts, our feelings, our aspirations, all of it packed up into one, a tight little bow. It's a present. It's a gift. We have it for you, and I will be revealing it on the show right now. What do I have for you? What do I have for you, Keith? What do I have for you, Dan? What do I have for you, Gabe? Guess what, guys? I recently saw the film from Alexander Payne. It is called Sideways, starring Paul Giamatti and Thomas Hayden Church. I cannot shake this movie from my mind. Sideways. Before I was saying, that's a 4.5 out of 5. That's an excellent movie. Guys, I think I give Sideways a 5 out of 5. It is a classic. Jeez. It is a classic movie because of its elements of relatability and its true exemplification of the human experience. These guys are going through real things. It's about fear of commitment and a bit of the opposite, a bit too overcommitted, living in the past, not living in the present, about changing your life for the better, changing your life for the worse. It's about decisions. It's about burying your demons. It's about taking a trip, what it can mean for you. There's so many elements, and also it's done in wine culture and solving. So if you live in California, there's a ton of kind of atmospheric elements and environments that are really cool that you can actually see in person. But the script is so dynamite. It is razor sharp. It's like a firecracker. There's some scenes where you're laughing your ass off, and there's then other scenes where you're deeply emotionally touched. You have two characters that I'm not going to say are great people, and they're not terrible people. They're people who make mistakes, who have decisions that go in bad ways and that go in good ways. It feels so real, it feels so raw, and Sideways is a modern classic for those reasons and many others, but it's just the bold statement of the day. I could talk a lot more about it, but we'll leave it there. Keith. It is the BSOTD.
Holdovers director. You're gonna love
director of the Holdovers, Alexander Payne. Yeah. Also did The Descendants. Very famous director.
All those movies are so good, dude.
Yeah, he's a great director.
If you notice, all of his movies are nominated for Best Picture.
True. Yes.
Like almost all of them.
Pretty much all of them.
Shout out to that director, dude. Hell of a guy.
That's great.
My BSOTD is I just watched this movie the other day. I'm going to keep it quick and simple.
Cool.
Speak No Evil, the original Speak No Evil, has the darkest ending to a horror movie I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. The original Speak No Evil has the darkest ending to any movie I've seen in my entire life. And I've seen some pretty messed up films.
You have.
Funny Games, the whole 9 yards, Human Centipede 2, whatever you want to name it.
All the terrifying films.
Yeah. Well, not just terrifying, but like really sick, disturbing films.
Sure.
And the ending to Speak No Evil, the foreign film, I think it's a Danish film, not the American version. Don't watch the James McAvoy Speak No Evil movie. That is the American version. It is nowhere near as good as the original film, and it also has a completely different ending to the original Speak No Evil.
Right.
The original ending to the original Speak No Evil is one of the darkest things I've ever watched in my entire life. Wow.
Okay.
It will not make you feel good at all.
Yeah, sounds like it's right up your alley.
So, and it was. And that's why it's one of my favorite movies of all time. And it's, in my opinion, 5 out of 5, or at least 4 or 5.
Yeah.
It's going to make you feel some type of way. You're not going to feel good after watching this movie.
Yeah. Wow, that's a bold statement right there. I haven't seen the original. I've only seen the remake. That's good, Keith. Gabriel, it's time for your BSOTD. That is the bold statement of the day. Hopes, dreams, thoughts, feelings, aspirations. What do you have for us?
I think that Robert De Niro should be the highest grossing actor of all time.
Wow, I like that. Okay.
Let me name you some movies.
He's a legend.
Dirty Grandpa.
Gabe is saying Robert De Niro deserves to be the highest grossing actor of all time, Danny. That's a good one.
The
Las
intern,
Vegas.
yeah.
Hold on. Little Fockers.
His
Meet the Fockers.
his comedic stint, you know, he was like in all mob movies, and then now he's like doing comedy.
You want to talk about range? Goodfellas, The Irishman, A Bronx Tale, and then you see this guy as a dad in Meet the Fockers. I think Robert De Niro deserves his flowers, and I'm going to give it to him.
Well, we appreciate it.
That's a fair take.
A classic mob actor
take,
and also
sure.
a classic comedic actor as well, which we never would have thought. You know,
range.
Do you actually think Robert De Niro is a funny actor, though?
Depth.
You don't think he's funny in Meet the Parents?
Keith, go watch Dirty Grandpa.
So
I watched Dirty Grandpa. I think his funniest role is Meet the Parents. But 100%. And I love how funny that movie is, and I think he's great. Besides Meet the Parents, I don't know how funny Robert De Niro has been in his other movies.
I get what you're saying, because as I said, a classic comedic performer. But then as you said that, you were like, is he? And then I went, okay, yeah, in all the comedies, he does play the same role.
Yeah, right?
Like there's one type of comedic role, but he's very good at it.
He's always like the dirty grandpa.
Yeah. 100%.
But he's very good at it. Yeah.
You know how old Robert De Niro is, guys?
87.
81.
Oh, okay. I actually thought he was older.
I didn't even have a chance to guess. God, look at you guys.
I thought he was older.
Gee, can we get another actor and guess their age?
Let's do Scarlett Johansson.
Ooh, ScarJo.
I know it.
Okay, let's get Danny's. How old's Scarlett Johansson?
45.
40.
Okay.
Danny says 45.
Okay, Keith.
Wow.
You go yours.
I know the answer.
Oh, you know the answer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna go. Ooh, this is really tough. I'm gonna go. Ooh, geez, 48.
Gabe, you want to reveal it for him?
48.
Yeah, it's 40 years old.
Scarlett Johansson is 40 years old. 40 years old.
What the freak?
And
how is ScarJo 40, dude?
Aging like a fine wine.
I feel like she's already been around.
She's been in everything since she was a little kid.
Like that's why I think she's older than she is, because she's already been in so many flipping movies.
Yeah, and I only knew it because I was just looking up her whole catalyst of films, because she has become the highest grossing actor of all time. So that's why I knew it offhand. I knew that it was 40, yeah, which is crazy. I mean, because she's been in it ever since she was a kid. Now, guys, those are our bold statements of the day. But we have a surprise little segment. I know we're running long. We are running long.
Are we?
We are running very long.
Jesus.
It's probably been an hour and 40. It has been really long.
This pod's been an hour and 40 minutes.
113, never mind.
Yeah, 113.
I got it very mixed up.
Yeah, I
That's why we have a fact checker right there. Dan the man on the spot.
We got our fact checker, D-boy.
Yeah.
Danny.
Good guy.
He's here.
Okay, so we've got our next segment here, guys. Gabriel Lujan has a special surprise. This is called Higher or Lower. Essentially, the segment is going to be Gabriel was spitballing the other night. He was on his couch. He was watching films, and he's gone, man, I wonder what this looks like on Rotten Tomatoes. Huh.
What time was this at that I texted you?
Gabriel texted me at least midnight. It was at least midnight, maybe even
1:37.
1:37 in the morning. Gabe says, hey, good idea for the podcast. Let me know what you think. High or lower? I'm watching movies, and I wanted to know what you would think is the Rotten Tomatoes percentage. I'll give you a line number, let's say 55, and you tell me if it has a higher or lower score than 55% on Rotten Tomatoes. I said I love it. I'm actually very good at this game already because I play it usually.
That's how you know we got a diehard fan on our hands.
That's right there.
Texting you at 1:37 a.m. in the morning.
That's right.
Hey, I got a suggestion for the pod.
Oh, it's awesome.
Look at this guy over here.
Good
dude.
Guy.
Jesus.
Good
guy's
guy.
a madman, bro. We got to get this guy like
Dan the man's clapping for him.
We got to make merch, and we got to like give him a jersey or
Gabriel Lujan, friend of the show. Is he his own best friend? Keith Vogt, illustrious co-host and horror fanatic.
Also,
Dan the man, the fact checker.
I'm also
self-proclaimed
animal expert.
That's right.
I'm self-proclaimed though.
Self-proclaimed.
I'm not actually an animal expert. I'm self-proclaimed.
Yeah, self-proclaimed.
Yeah.
So, guys, we've got higher or lower coming to us. Now, Gabe has picked, what did you say? How many movies have you picked for us, Gabe?
I got 2 for each of you. So I'm going to have you
us.
guys guess the line of the critic score, and then I'm going to have you say, do you think the audience score after you guess the critic score is higher or lower?
Okay.
Alrighty.
Well, we'll get a little, let's get one of these. This will be our drum roll. Let's go. Gabriel, the floor is yours. Feel free to direct wherever you would like.
We are going to start with Big Keith, animal expert.
Okay.
I'm throwing a movie at you, Keith.
Okay.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Ace Ventura.
Do we think higher or lower? Critic score 58%.
Jeez.
Ace Ventura, higher or lower? 58% for Dan the Man.
That's a tough one.
Okay. This is for Keith, but I want to make sure Dan
we're going only critic score.
Critic score.
I feel
and
like
then I'm gonna ask the audience score after.
Oh, okay. Critic score. I will go. You said 58.
Yep.
I'll go higher.
Okay.
I'll go higher because it's the first movie, but I feel like I'm totally wrong on that. I feel like I know I'm wrong. You know what? I think I'm so wrong, I'm going to switch it. I'm going to go lower.
Okay.
I'm going lower. But audience, I'm going to go higher.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
You ready, Keith?
Yeah, I am ready.
48% critic score.
Oh.
So I was right. Okay.
You're right.
Nice.
You're right. Okay. Audience score, higher or lower?
I'm going a higher audience score.
Lower.
No.
57% audience score.
Barely.
57 audience
Barely
on
lower.
Ace
Do we
Ventura,
feel like
48
this is
critic.
deserved for this movie?
No.
I don't think this is deserving at all. This is one of the most iconic
That's a
animal
funny movie.
Yeah, it's the most iconic one of the most iconic animal movies of all time.
Yeah, it's a funny movie.
Yeah, it's a really funny
That's
movie.
undeserved.
One of Jim Carrey's best works. I mean,
And most iconic, sure.
He's so animated in that, bro.
Yeah.
He's so absurd.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great movie.
Alrighty then.
Severely underrated
Yeah,
in
he's-
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good.
Big Jim, dude. Gotta love Big Jim.
Okay, what do we got?
We
Gabe?
gotta talk about Big Jim one of these days.
We
Just,
do.
Like,
We
do a
will.
bunch of Jim Carrey.
We will.
impressions.
We will. What do we got, Gabe?
Kel,
Yep.
are you ready?
I am very ready.
1999's The Mummy.
I love
Okay.
these. It's so random.
Your line is going to be 65%.
The
Critic
Mummy, 65%. It is higher, not by much.
Okay.
Audience
Kelly, you ready?
score is also higher.
You're going to go higher both.
Yes.
Kelly, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Critic score, 62%.
Oh, lower by a hair.
Yeah,
Lower
you
by
know
a
what?
hair.
Lower
You're
by a
still
hair.
within a 3 percentile, though. You're right there.
I thought
Or,
it was
5%.
68% and it was 62.
You're right there. Audience score,
It's close
Yeah.
one there.
75%.
Yeah,
There you go.
we knew that. 75 on the audience, we knew that. That was a well-regarded film. Hell, there's a ride of it at Universal Studios.
I know.
my
Is this
fav-
justified?
my
62
favorite
or
ride.
no?
62? No, it deserves more. It deserves more
Yeah.
than that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It deserves
it was
more,
a
too.
very popular
Yeah.
film of the 90s. Yeah, and
The
it was
Mummy,
very highly
yeah,
regarded,
The Mummy is so iconic, dude.
They made 3 of them.
Brendan Fraser,
Good-looking
honestly,
guy, too.
probably Brendan Fraser's most iconic action film.
Yeah,
Maybe his
Yeah.
most iconic film besides
Yes.
The
Right.
Whale.
right.
Besides The Whale, but yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Classic.
The Mummy is classic Brendan
I
Fraser.
know.
bro.
Yeah, it is.
You love
Not
that.
loved by
Love it.
critics.
You love that.
Damn. Okay. All right, Gabriel.
Keith?
Should be. Oh.
You ready for your next movie?
Oh, geez, I am. Let's keep it going.
It's just one more for each of Keith.
Okay.
2004's Saw, the original Saw.
Oh, I should know this, bro.
Oh.
I should know this.
Saw.
Okay, 72% higher or lower for critic score.
Wow.
Lower. I'm going lower for critics.
What do you think it is?
What do I think the score is for
Yeah,
critics?
just take a guess.
I think it's in the 50s.
For
Well,
Saw.
okay.
Yeah, for the original Saw, and then
Okay, audience score.
audience, I'm definitely going higher than 70 for audience for Saw. Yeah, I would do that. I would go that. Yeah,
Okay.
higher than
Okay.
70. I think it's mid 70s though, probably for audiences. Well,
Keith, are you ready?
yeah.
50% critic score,
Hey, so I was on the money for that.
Yes.
50%. Nice.
84% audience score.
I was on the
Nice.
money. Let's go.
Very
baby.
good, Keith.
I know
Very
my,
good.
I know my horror.
There you go.
Yeah,
man.
that's why I threw that one at you.
So
Do
split
we
on the
think that
critics.
this is
50.
deserved, Keith?
I
50%.
totally 100% deserved for the audience scores. Let's get those critic ratings up to
Yeah,
where the
a little
audience.
higher.
Let's get them up to where the audience ratings are at.
Yeah.
Audience ratings are sitting in the 80s right now. Let's please
Yeah.
get the critics ratings up to those 80s as well. Dude.
Yeah.
Saw is literally one of the most iconic horror movies of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original
Agreed.
Saw,
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
50% split. Yes,
Big
Gabe.
guy. You
Gotcha.
ready for one of your favorites going at you?
Oh my goodness. Okay. I better get it.
Original Back to the Future.
Yes.
I'm going to give you 91% Rotten Tomatoes. Higher, lower for critic. What do you think it is?
Did the movie come out in 1984?
Hold on. Please stand by.
Oh. 1984, Back to the Future. Because I want to make sure that I'm not getting it mixed up with the Rotten Tomatoes score. For some reason, I have the number 84 in my head, and if the movie came out in 84, then I know that's not the Tomatoes score.
1985.
85?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's what I was thinking. And you said 91 for The Line.
91 is the line.
Because it's one of my top 3 favorite movies ever. Voting with my heart. I'm going above 91% on the critic side.
Okay, what do you think it is if you had to take a guess?
Sheesh. 93 to 95.
Okay, and then what about audience?
Audience score, Back to the Future.
Best.
I mean, how much higher can you get? But it is one of the most classic films. I don't know, 96? 97?
Kel, are you ready?
Yeah.
93% critic score.
So I got it?
95% audience.
So I got it. I knew both.
Oh, you sure did.
That's good,
baby.
man. I'm fired up.
Jeez.
I knew the critic and the... That's good, man. Wow.
That was insane.
That was good. Do you like my question of did a movie come out in 84? Because if it did...
Yeah, geez, you even knew the year. That was insane, Kel.
Very impressive stuff.
You and Keith,
Far before
you
I
guys
was
both
born.
got the 2. I tried to throw curveballs at you guys with the first 2, and
Yep.
then went in your safe zones with the last 2, and you guys got it. Spot
That was
on.
fun.
Yeah.
That was really
It's good
fun.
stuff.
Nice job
Yeah.
on Saw. Good job,
Nice job on Back to the Future.
Thanks,
baby.
man.
Both
That's
movies
great.
we love. You know?
Yeah.
Like you love Back
Yeah.
to the Future. I
Sure.
love Saw.
2 of our favorites.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
good thing we did
that was a
that.
great segment, Gabe. What if I flip
Great
it
segment.
back over to you, Mr. Gabriel
Oh,
Lujan,
please.
for the final question here?
Would love to continue this segment on the pod.
I would love to
from
as
week
well.
To week.
This is the final question.
God, I really need to take a piss again. Can I,
I
go
know.
real quick?
You're
gotta
not
go.
gonna have time.
I gotta go right now.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You're not going to have time, but okay. Gabriel, this is your question here. We've got Talk to Me.
Oh, yeah.
It is the 2023 film Talk to
Okay.
Me. We're
All
looking
right.
for a critic score and an
Jeez.
audience score. Okay? Movie came out
Okay.
2023, directed by the Philippou brothers, the famous YouTubers. They just
Yep.
did the Bring Her Back horror film.
Great show. Great movie, also.
Your
Yeah.
critic line, or your line in general, I guess that is, 85. 85%.
Yep.
Higher or lower?
For critic score, this was their. I'm gonna go higher. I'm gonna go 87%.
Going higher with 87% as a guess. Okay. And now you have the audience score to
I'm gonna
guess.
say lower. I'm actually gonna go 78% for audience.
Lower than 85. He's saying 78. Gabe, are you ready for the results?
I am ready.
Gabriel is ready for the results here, Keith. It is Talk to Me. Gabriel said higher than 85 critics and lower on 85 audience.
Okay.
Mr. Gabriel Lujan,
I'm back.
you are correct. We have a 94% critic score for
Wow.
Talk to Me
Jeez.
and just a slight dip with an 83% audience score for
Gosh.
Talk to Me. Gabriel, you are right on both sides.
Great film.
Nice plan, higher or lower, and a wonderful suggestion on the game.
Thanks for having me.
a great
1:37 a.m.
What a great
Guys,
game of higher or lower.
That's our show. That's Kel's Cuts. That's the podcast where we talk about movies. Well, we had a lot of fun with you today. We had a live audience member, Dan, the man, as our fact checker, our chef, really keeping us on our toes with some nice insight as well. We had Gabriel Lujan, friend of the show, famously coined the line, Dogman, is he his own best friend? The Rom Drom aficionado who introduced the new segment, Higher or Lower. Very fun. We did it all, Keith. We did a box office breakdown, Boomer Bust movie news segment. We did our cuts, highlight of the week featuring Michael Madsen. Rest in peace. Keith, the illustrious co-host, the horror fanatic. How are you feeling, my friend?
Kind of feeling like a national park today. You know, feeling open, spacious. You know, I got a lot of greenery inside me. You know, I feel like I'm ready to glow. Just blow people away with my beauty.
That's great.
But also, you know, I feeling a little lost.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people get lost in national parks. You know, it's a
Sure.
big thing. You know, missing 411. You know,
Right.
look into that, people. Look into it.
Okay.
A lot of people go missing in national parks. Big thing, big controversy. Okay, a lot going on.
Yep.
You know, I'm feeling a little lost too. I feel beautiful, but I feel a little lost.
Gotcha.
Feeling like a national park.
Great. Love it. That's how Keith's feeling like a national park. He blew us away with his beauty today. That's our show, guys.
Jeez.
My name's Kellen.
You blow me away with your beauty.
Thank you, brother. My name's Kellen. I'm your host. That's Kel's Cuts. We had some fun. Hope you had fun listening. With all that being said, we'll see you at the movies.